She shared a TikTok with the caption, "Settling low shapes you asterisk," featuring me in the background. Her friends flooded the comments with laughing emojis and phrases like, "You're so honest for this." I didn't say anything, just gathered my belongings and left that night. 2 weeks later, her closest friend sent me a screenshot. She'd removed all her posts and was asking if anyone knew how to contact me. I never imagined I'd be the target of viral embarrassment. Social media has a knack for turning personal moments into public displays and relationships into fodder for likes. Nia and I crossed paths at a music festival 3 summers back. I was freelancing as a sound technician for a smaller stage, and she was snapping photos for a lifestyle blog. We struck up a conversation during a break, swapped numbers, and the rest unfolded naturally. I was captivated by her creativity, her vibrancy, her drive. She worked as a content creator for a fashion rental company, styled shoots, and was building a sizable online following. I'm a sound engineer at an independent studio, a job I'm passionate about, though it doesn't come with fame or wealth. Despite our different worlds, we bonded over shared loves for music and cuisine. 6 months into our relationship, we moved into her apartment, a practical choice since she had a rent-stabilized place in a prime part of town. I covered my share of expenses, but the lease stayed in her name. Everything felt idyllic until an algorithm revealed something I wasn't meant to see. It was an ordinary Wednesday. During my lunch break, I was scrolling through TikTok. I didn't follow Nia's account. Her fashion and lifestyle posts weren't my thing, but we supported each other's careers in our own ways. She never pressed me to engage with her content, saying it wasn't aimed at my crowd. That day, a video popped up on my For You page. It was Nia in our living room, lip-syncing to a trending sound about compromising. I smiled at first, recognizing our space, until I saw myself in the background, headphones on, working on a track at my desk. The caption hit like a punch. "Settling low shapes you. Embrace the journey." For a moment, I thought it was a misunderstanding, but the comments made my heart sink. "Girl, you're so bold for this. He doesn't even know. Invest in potential, but don't linger too long." And Nia's responses, each one more cutting. "Gotta begin somewhere. The place is mine anyway. He's nice, but this isn't the end game." I replayed the video. There I was, oblivious, bobbing my head to whatever track I was mixing. She'd recorded this while I was in the room, captioned it to demean me, and shared it with her 67,000 followers. The comments kept rolling in, strangers analyzing my looks, my job, guessing my earnings. I recognized some of her friends' usernames, adding their own laughing emojis and encouragement. I closed the app, my lunch untouched. Suddenly, things clicked. Her hesitation to introduce me to her new work contacts, how she'd pivot conversations away from my job at gatherings, her hints about dressing more professionally or finding a higher-paying gig at a mainstream studio. I wasn't her equal. I was her prop, her project, her stepping stone. I didn't confront her or send a text. I went back to the studio and poured myself into the session I was working on. The artist was recording a breakup track, fittingly enough. I channeled my hurt and shock into crafting the clearest, most heartfelt mix I could. By the time I got home, I'd made up my mind. Nia was filming something in the living room, her ring light casting that flawless glow she meticulously curated. She smiled when she saw me, pausing her recording. "Hey, I'm almost done. Want to order from that Thai spot tonight?" I nodded, walked past her to the bedroom. She didn't follow, just resumed chatting to her phone as if nothing was amiss. While she wrapped up her content, I quietly packed a suitcase. Just the essentials, clothes, toiletries, important papers, my laptop. I took nothing we'd shared. No photos, no keepsakes, nothing she'd bought or we'd purchased together. When I stepped out with my suitcase, she was tweaking her footage, scrolling through filters. "Going somewhere?" she asked, barely glancing up. "Yeah." That caught her attention. She looked at the suitcase, brow creasing. "What's this about?" I showed her my phone, open to her TikTok. "Settling low shapes you." Her face shifted from confusion to realization to something close to guilt, but not quite there. "That. It's just content, babe. It's not a big deal," she laughed, forced. "It's just a role I play online. And the comments from your friends, part of the role too." She put her phone down, suddenly defensive. "You're blowing this out of proportion. Everyone embellishes for social media. It's not real. It's real enough that you filmed me without my consent, mocked me to thousands, and let your friends pile on." I grabbed my suitcase. "If I'm holding you back from the level you think you deserve, I'll step out of the picture." "Don't be so dramatic." She stood, irritated. "It's just a dumb video. You're going to end our relationship over this." Our relationship ended the moment you turned me into content instead of a partner. I headed for the door. I'll arrange to pick up the rest of my stuff later. Wait, where are you going? We need to discuss this. This is my place too. Exactly, your place as you made clear in your comments. I'm sure you'll manage without my rent money. I turned back once. I hope the likes were worth it. She called after me as I left, her voice rising in panic as the reality hit. I didn't respond. I got in my car and drove to a friend's place where I'd arranged to stay temporarily. That night my phone lit up with messages from Nia, swinging from defensive. It was just a joke, to angry, you're proving my point by being so sensitive, to tearful apologies. Please come back. I'll delete it now. I sent one reply. I deserve better than being someone's stepping stone or social media joke. Don't contact me again. Then I blocked her. The next day at the studio, I threw myself into work. The owner, Hector, sensed something was wrong but didn't push. He just handed me our toughest project, a singer with perfect pitch but shaky timing, and said, "Thought you'd want something to dive into." I was thankful for the distraction and quiet support. That evening, Nia's old roommate, Jasmine, messaged me. We'd always clicked, bonding over our love for gritty hip-hop that Nia found too intense. "Just checking on you. What Nia did was awful. Some of us have called her out privately." I appreciated the gesture but kept my reply short. I wasn't here to turn her friends against her or fuel more drama. I just wanted space to heal and move on. 3 days after I left, something unexpected happened. The artist whose breakup song I'd engineered posted a clip on his Instagram, tagging me and the studio. It gained traction in our local music scene, not viral but enough to catch industry eyes. By week's end, my professional Instagram followers doubled, mostly local artists and producers. Hector called me into his office the following Monday. "That track's getting buzz," he said, leaning back. 3 indie labels called asking who mixed it. I nodded, unsure where this was headed. "Stonebridge Records wants to offer you a contract gig, 6 months, working with their up-and-coming artists." My jaw dropped. Stonebridge was a top-tier indie label in the region, the kind of break sound engineers dream of. "It's in Seattle," Hector added. "I'd hate to lose you, but this is a no-brainer." I sat there, floored. A week ago, I'd been ridiculed online for lacking ambition in this very field. Now I was being offered a major opportunity. When do they need an answer? End of the week. They sent the details already. I spent the next few days weighing the offer, talking to industry friends, negotiating terms. It was real, solid, a potential game changer. By Friday, I'd signed on. That weekend, I arranged to retrieve the rest of my belongings from Nia's place while she was at a creator event. A mutual friend oversaw things to keep it smooth. I took only what was clearly mine, leaving behind even gifts she'd given me. As I packed my last piece of studio gear, my friend looked uneasy. "You should know Nia's been struggling. Her engagement tanked after she deleted that TikTok and other similar posts. Some brand deals are paused." I paused. "She deleted it?" "Yeah, and others too." Her followers turned on her when the initial hype faded. People called it cruel and toxic. A few bigger creators stitched it, pointing it out as a relationship warning sign. I hadn't sought retaliation or public justice. I just walked away from a situation where I wasn't valued. The fallout happened naturally, the organic result of posting cruelty for clout. "I'm not cheering her downfall," I said honestly. "I just couldn't stay with someone who viewed me like that." My friend nodded. "For what it's worth, I think she genuinely regrets it, not just the backlash, but what she did." Maybe, but regret couldn't repair the trust she'd broken. 2 weeks after I left, as I was finalizing my move to Seattle, Jasmine sent another screenshot. It was Nia's private Instagram story, a black slide with white text. "Does anyone know how to reach Ray? It's urgent." Jasmine's message read, "Heads up, she's trying to find you." She heard about the Stonebridge deal from someone at the studio and is telling everyone she always saw your potential. I thanked Jasmine but did nothing. Nia's sudden interest now that my career was soaring spoke volumes about her character. 3 days before my move, Nia reached me via a professional email she found on the studio's site. "Ray, I need to talk. Please, I know I screwed up, but let me explain. It was dumb content for engagement, not how I truly felt. I'm so proud of your new gig. I always knew you were gifted. Please let me make this right. I miss you. I love you." I sat with the email for a day before replying. "Nia, I wish you success in your career and life. What happened wasn't a misunderstanding or a prank gone wrong. It was a deep lack of respect. This job doesn't define my worth, just as your TikTok didn't define me. I'm the same person, doing work I'm proud of. The difference is I now know my value better. Please don't reach out again. I moved to Seattle the next week. The Stonebridge job was intense, thrilling, everything I'd hoped for professionally. I rented a modest but cozy apartment, made new connections, and cautiously started dating again, with stronger boundaries. 6 months later, when my contract was extended and then made permanent, I reflected on how one TikTok had reshaped my life. I occasionally heard about Nia through mutual contacts. She'd shifted her content to focus on genuine relationships and self-improvement, posting apologies and discussing toxic online culture, ironically gaining more followers than before. She never mentioned me or the incident directly, but those in the know understood. Recently, I mixed a track getting steady radio play in the Pacific Northwest. In a short interview with a local music blog about the project, the writer asked if there was a pivotal moment in my career path. There was a time I had to choose between seeking external approval or staying true to myself, I said. Choosing authenticity opened the door for everything else to align. I didn't mention Nia, TikTok, or settling low. The specifics weren't needed. The lesson was what counted. Sometimes the strongest response to public shame isn't a dramatic comeback or a public takedown. It's simply stepping away, focusing on your growth, and letting the world sort itself out. I didn't need to tear Nia down to rise. Leaving with my dignity intact was the only statement I needed. Update. Since this story gained attention, I want to clarify something. This isn't about career success proving someone's worth. I would have left regardless of what happened professionally afterward. The job offer's timing was pure chance, not some cosmic payoff. True growth came from realizing my value didn't hinge on someone else's opinion or social media metrics. For those asking, yes, Nia eventually offered a proper apology. A private, sincere message owning the hurt she caused, no excuses or attempts to reconnect. I appreciated the closure. We don't talk, but I've let go of any bitterness. Life's too short, and honestly, that TikTok guided me to where I needed to be. Just not in the way either of us anticipated.